is the one. And like I went to an auto parts store where they were like, you know, very nice and let me borrow some tools, and like they didn't give me any advice or guidance or anything.
Yeah.
But if I had like a very specific question, like, do I need a tool for this? They're like, yeah, it's this one. I think,
Idiots.
I mean, I think so. Like, I assume that if you work at an auto parts store, you're like, even if you were not good with cars to begin with, I would think that just by being there, you would like learn a lot of stuff pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I feel like, very, like almost as low as one could be on the like car mechanical abilities scale.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
I mean, like, I've changed like headlights and stuff, but I've also changed headlights where I started off with one broken headlight and then I had two broken headlights.
You
So
did it wrong.
yeah, there are like, again, it's like the economy of space on this car is such that like you have to like have very small hands that can reach in, around, and under things. And then you have regular headlights, high beams, and then fog lights. And if you reach in the wrong place, you might get the wrong bulb. And also the thing that holds the bulb in place can fall apart if you fuck it up, as
Dude,
I personally learned.
that's too much. I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah. I hate it too. I hate the hate the fact that I tried to save a buck and cost myself extra. And
Yeah. But did you end up still saving money after all the stupid stuff you had to spend money? If you had taken it into, did you save money even though you did this compared to what you would have paid if you took it in?
are you talking about for that headlight thing or for
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
fuse thing?
For the headlight thing.
I mean, I ended up actually having like go to a mechanic because I
Right.
because I had fucked up the thing that holds it in place.
Right.
So there was like no getting around that fact. Like even if I like correctly change the thing, I still needed parts and to like put the parts in place. And I was like, that's just above my pay grade.
Dude, I always end up, I'm like, you know what? I saw a couple videos. I've got this. It's fine. And then like 3 weeks later and everything's sprawled out and all the pieces are everywhere. Fine. I will fucking spend the money and fucking have someone do it because I'm going to lose my mind if it doesn't get done.
I mean,
That's
I used to like
how.
change my own oil, and then like on a car I had a long time ago, like I fucking had an explosion in the desert. Like 23 miles from Bakersfield is not a
Oh,
sign you want to see.
no.
Um, yeah.
Who's streaming, by the way?
Uh-oh.
Gah!
Bum bum bum.
Okay, let's applaud and start the show.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Whoop whoop.
Woo.
Yip. Yippity yip. Hey guys, what's up? We are on fire tonight. We're here to talk about one of our favorite shows, Black Summer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Tressa. Hi, I'm Tressa.
I'm Josh. I like to read books.
I'm Tressa. I'm a mom.
Yeah, you got it. Nailed it, dude.
Yeah, now you get who we are. By the way, some books are harder than others. I am struggling right now. I have, over the course of my life, attempted to read and failed every time.
War and Peace.
What?
War and Peace.
Oh, that's another one I've tried and failed. Like I have not gotten very far into that one. But similarly, I am once again trying to read Ulysses, and I don't fucking know at all what's going on in this book.
I
And
mean, it may as well be in a different language because it pretty much is.
right. So, you know, trying to like figure out the like what this vernacular brogue thing is all about is like just one level of the difficulty,
Oh,
because it's also like it's written in multiple styles, some of which is very stream of consciousness. And when you're talking about stream of consciousness in almost a different language but not actually, like it's definitely English, we're not, it's not like Beowulf or something where it's like, is this English? Like, yes and no. um Anyway, yeah. So
um,
War and Peace is like another one that I've never successfully read. I don't know.
um,
Someday
I,
maybe.
I, for the first time on this series, I took notes. Minimal, just I wanted an outline of what the fuck was happening because I always get lost.
On Black Summer,
Not just in anything if I don't take notes.
I'm so glad you did. You're
Thank you.
you're a hero. You're gonna add great structure and dimension and depth to our discussion.
Thank you. This episode is called Alone. That's what it's called.
And it's I, I'm I dig this show. I like it a
It's
lot.
great.
Yeah.
I was I didn't know if I'd like this episode because I had a feeling it was going to be a heavy Lance episode, and I do not like Lance. But I dug the episode. It was fun.
Um so at the
Yeah.
very beginning of the episode, I think do we check in with Lance or do we check in with the other group first?
The very like it was not even a chapter, but the title card says Go East, and that's we go to the diner
Right.
with Son and William and whoever else like ran into the diner. But they really like they show them like, should we run? Should we not? Okay, let's run. And then it is a bad idea. So they run back into the diner. And that was it. That was the entirety of anybody else in that episode.
Yeah. So we touch base with them. They continue to be in the diner. Their plot has not progressed in any way.
They're just like, hey, let's check in, make sure they're still here. All right. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, because of the way this show is how am I trying to say this? It's structured in such a way that the action for different groups is shown over in overlapping time, so you don't want to like lose track of anyone's storyline altogether for
Right.
any period of time,
Because then you're going to be going backwards,
right? Or possibly not, but like,
or just lose it. Right.
It's just that like we live in a very tense present with any of our characters.
Yeah.
So like this episode is all about one guy living in the very tense. I mean, it feels like it's playing out in real time.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
and if you've ever just watched like a security camera, a single shot of something happening in real time, like that's painful to do as a viewer. Like if you're living in the present, threatened by zombies, also very tense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he wakes up alone.
Yes, the next title card. Thank you, Josh. We didn't know what happened to him in the last episode because he was gone, and everyone was like, let's get out of here. And so I just assumed he was gone forever. Well, I didn't because I knew, but
I didn't know. I thought either he had gotten out with them and I didn't realize it, or
He got
or he
killed.
was zombie food or whatever.
Right.
He wakes up back in that high school that those other folks have left him in. Not like fuck him, but I
No, but
mean,
like we need to survive.
they got to get out of there.
Bye. Yes. And he like is disoriented, of course, and he happens upon a library. And he poor guy, he is not in a good space mentally. And
Sits
he's
down and
like,
tries to read a book.
which is War and Peace, which is why I brought it up.
Like
And
you're never gonna finish that book, dude.
no, how
Like,
are you even going to concentrate on one sentence of that book? You're
take it from
terrified.
Josh, who reads books, and Tressa, who is a mom. You're not gonna read that book.
No, you are not.
There's like screaming that he hears as he's trying as he's trying to read.
He's like holding the book and like, bro. Good
Yeah.
job.
So he's like, maybe this is a bad idea.
Weird choice, Lance. But then he's like, okay, maybe I should go. And he finds a ladder to the roof and he climbs and he gets on the roof. And there's jets flying overhead. I don't know if the jets ever get addressed later in the series, but man, I wish I knew what was going on.
It's like, hey, there's my ride.
And they're leaving without me.
Yeah, that's shit. Guys, I'm down here. Oh well.
Guys.
Yeah,
And
so it's not the sports team, the Jets,
no.
and it's not the sibling rock group, the Jets,
No, it is not. No,
who
it's
famously sang "Crush on You."
right.
Do you remember that one?
Of course, yes.
How did you know? Because I never told, but you found out. I got a crush on you.
And then he's like, well, I got to get down. I'm on the roof. And he gets off the roof.
Right. He shimmies down a drain pipe and then he drops like the last 10 feet or something. And then he has to walk with a limp because he's a fucking dumbass who got himself into that fucking, like, he should have gone out the front door, not down the fucking drain pipe.
Okay. Yes. But also in that same shot where he's like got on the ground from like dropping from the first story, like in the background of that shot was a huge ramp with stairs and like a landing. He could have saved himself like 4 feet there. What are you doing, bro? Come on. Lance is an idiot, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I get that, like, that's
no.
Well, no, like you got to give your hero some adversity. This is like
his adversity is being an idiot.
This is like in Die Hard when Bruce Willis takes his shoes off and then he has to be barefoot for the whole episode.
Whole episode?
Yeah, at Nakatomi Tower. You know, the episode at Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
Of moonlighting. I am Sybil Shepherd and I am here for the Deutschmarks.
No. That's her falling off the building. Oh yeah, so he's on the ground now and he hears something behind him, and up on top of the roof where he just was were a bunch of kids who shot a dude and then pushed him off the freaking roof, and he landed with such a thud.
Splat.
Oh, it's so gross. Like
that was some good work by like the audio engineer, sound effects artist, the editor, whoever it is that laid in that yucky noise. That's very fun for me.
Good job on the yuck. But
no, seriously, I think sound design is like,
no, I totally agree with you. I was not being sarcastic.
So awesome. So powerful.
I was shocked that he once that person landed on the ground, turned into a zombie because
Isn't that
it
the whole point? That like
well,
everyone who dies turns into a zombie?
well, not if you have head trauma, then you're just dead.
I see.
But I mean, that's fine. He took all the hit on his shoulders. I don't know. So Lance is now getting chased by a brand new zombie.
Well, wait, like, can we just dig into this head trauma thing? Because
Yeah,
you make a
yeah.
really good point.
Mm-hmm.
If I understand the rules of the game correctly, everyone in this world is a time bomb who, as soon as they die, will become a zombie. But if there's like sufficient damage to the brain, is it the brain that's the issue, or like
I believe brainstem up is
brain stem up?
if that's
Okay.
damaged, you actually die.
So yeah, I I wasn't questioning that moment about that, but you make a good point, because it just seemed like those kids were creating a zombie to sick
Mhm.
on Lance
Yeah,
just out of sick amusement
sure.
and cruelty.
Mm-hmm.
But possibly they were executing that person for whatever reason, but not to create a zombie.
No, I think that they for sure were trying to make a zombie.
But it seems like that just as likely should have failed.
I agree.
Like, if you shoot someone in the heart,
Right.
wouldn't that like assure them of becoming a zombie?
Yes. But I mean, they didn't show where they shot him.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in the head, but maybe I just assumed that.
I think it was, well, at least for me, I thought it was too far away to tell where they shot him.
That could
I
be.
could be wrong.
That could
But
be.
I just assumed how he fell because I saw I watched him drop, and that was like part of the sound. The sound was brutal, but also the landing where it's just like splat, like there's no bounce, there's no like recovery. It looked like he landed, it looked like he landed like shoulders down. So
Oof.
I can see where like maybe he was going like this and he didn't hit his head and there was no brain injury. Okay. I'm getting way too into the weeds with this, but still, it's fine.
Oh, you mean you're getting too into the weed with it, man?
Bro, you got me.
You're like a hep cat
Oh boy.
with the jazz cigarettes.
Yep. So now Lance is running.
I mean, the best that he can. He's got like a sprained ankle or something.
Yeah, and like Converse. You can't run in Converse.
Yeah, that's another. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I was really pulled out of the story by the fact that he was wearing like Vans or Converse or something basically useless. And I was like, we're X amount of days, weeks, or years into this. You know that you need practical shoes, not like I'm a cool 30 something dude.
I need slippers. I need glorified slippers,
Right.
dude.
I
Come
need
on.
useless, absolutely useless footwear to
Mhm.
look cool, man. What you need are fucking real running shoes or
I
hiking
mean,
boots or something.
yes, I would for sure be going for more of a hiking thing because you know you're going to be walking a lot. But Vans, Converse, they ain't gonna do shit.
The most pointless
You
thing.
might as well be barefoot. And you know, I was watching him run. There's a scene where I'm just like watching him run and just like looking at his feet and like,
fuck you, man. You deserve to die.
that's gotta suck. See, he is an idiot. I'm not wrong.
I mean, okay, so like, you're not wrong. And I feel like a lot of the like costume choices made for our characters make sense. Like they are wearing layers, they've got like sort of the best case scenario of what they could scavenge from here and there or whatever they could carry. But like this dude doesn't it just
no.
I, I mean I don't know, maybe like scavenging better footwear wasn't an option for him, but it's weird. It stuck out for both of us.
Yes.
Independently, it stuck out for both of us.
Yes. I mean, because they show him and everybody going through houses throughout the whole series. Like, you couldn't have checked one closet for something slightly better. At the very least.
Or just like throw a brick through a sneaker store window.
Yes.
Because like there's no law anymore and everything's free.
That's the great thing about the zombie apocalypse. Looting is not a thing. Looting is daily life. And you can get Chanel boots.
All right. So our aging hipster dad, who's still hanging on to his like bro mode of dress, he limps his way. He sees a dog.
Right. I think before that he's like yelling, like he has just finally lost this zombie, I think from running through a house or something and closing the door on it. And he's like limping through town yelling for anybody. Hello, anybody? You just escaped a zombie and you want more attention on you, dude? What?
Does yelling get zombies' attention more than not yelling? Like, do they hear human voices and think that I need to bite that person?
They hear voices. They hear any sound. They're going to go to it if they don't have anything going on around them. You know?
He calls to the dog.
Yeah, and the dog's like, what? Oh, fuck you.
Kind of. It's like, nah, I'm gonna go this way.
You look like an idiot. I gotta go.
Why don't we follow the dog? The dog seems to have
its shit together.
Yeah, like a rich interior life.
Mm-hmm. So he's checking. Lance is checking all the cars for to get out of town. And they're all locked. And then he finds like a Volvo or something. And this is one of my least favorite abandoned car tropes is like, oh, I can't find the keys. Where could the keys be? Above the visor. How? Oh my God. What luck that the keys were in the visor. It happens every fucking movie. Thank God. I hate it. But unfortunately, they didn't work because the car wouldn't start.
So wait, where would you hide a spare set of keys?
In my pocket? Why would I leave my keys in my car?
Yeah, I would never do that. I mean, but then, like, people lock their keys in their trunk or just lose their keys somehow, and whatever, like, shit happens.
Uh-huh.
So if you were to lose your keys and you're out in the middle of nowhere,
yeah,
you might wish that you had a spare set that you had cleverly hidden somewhere.
You know where I would not hide them?
Inside the car?
I'm thinking more likely inside the car above the visor, because that's the first place everyone looks.
I think that's where you're supposed to put like naked Polaroids,
mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, exactly. So, you don't put keys.
What is that from? That's definitely like that. I feel like that's a thing that used to be in 80s movies. There were like naked Polaroids.
Every 80s movie. Do you remember in Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he had that naked Polaroid?
When he had what?
The naked Polaroid of Francis, and he was like, tuck, tuck, tuck. I don't know what's up. Anyway, so now he's like, he's like, all right, this car doesn't work. I gotta I think the zombie finds him again. This zombie is persistent. He keeps finding this guy no matter where he goes.
Can we just talk about Pee-wee's Big Adventure again?
I was still talking about it. That scene with the zombie that's chasing him.
That movie directed by Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm gonna make some enemies right here.
Oh.
I think Tim Burton's only good movie.
Not a fan of Edward Scissorhands. Scissorhands.
Scissorhands. It's okay. It's okay. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What about Beetlejuice?
Again, okay. Like I'm not gonna say those are bad movies. They're good. They're not great.
Okay, so
Pee
you're
Wee's Big
based.
Adventure. Pee Wee's Big Adventure is great.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, and like
Okay.
I don't mean this to like it sounds like I'm shitting on Tim Burton, which I guess I kind of am, but what I guess I find that a lot of people who like Tim Burton like everything he's ever done.
No questions
And
asked.
yeah, they're in for everything he's ever touched.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he made one phenomenal movie and a couple of good movies that maybe would have been better with somebody else's hand on the wheel. Um,
J.J. Abrams.
yeah, there weren't enough solar flares. There weren't enough lens flares. My main problem with Sleepy Hollow is the lack of lens flares in the all nighttime photography.
I know, right? It's a shame. I hate it.
Also, like, didn't J.J. Abrams make the show Felicity before he became a famous
Wait, what show?
filmmaker? Felicity.
Oh, I never watched that show. I don't
I
know.
never watched it either, but I think I'm not going to look it up, but I
Why
think
would
that's
you?
correct. I could easily just like Google this information, but I will not.
Mm-mm. I hadn't ever thought about the rankings of Tim Burton's movies for some reason, but I think I can understand and probably back you up on that. There are so many that I haven't seen because it's like, oh, it's that movie again. It just looks exactly the same with the same people in it, and I don't really care. But I really liked Beetlejuice, and I really liked Edward Hand Scissors. But
Scissor hand, Edward Penis Hands.
yes, thank you. God.
I
Uh,
feel, I feel like in the way I remember it, Edward Scissorhands came out and it was like 11 seconds later, people were talking about Edward Penis Hands.
and go. But yeah, I think Pee Wee, that movie is like perfect. It's so good.
Right. I mean, we could always do with a little bit more Amazing Larry, but yes, it's perfect.
Yeah. Mm. So now we're in a grocery store,
Big time.
and
The title is Oasis for this
yep,
chapter.
correct.
He finds
And
a completely unfettered, untouched grocery store. Every
so
single thing is on
exciting.
the shelves.
It's like everything good about the apocalypse was happened when he opened up that door. Loved
So
it.
he just treats it like he's got plenty of time to kill.
Right?
He grabs a cart and slowly meanders, just sort of browsing.
I hate him.
What
Okay,
what is wrong with him that he's making those choices?
you just got done being chased. You are not out of the forest or whatever the phrase is. The first thing you're doing is looking for a weapon. You're looking for knives, you're looking for brooms with sharp things. I don't know.
Oh, to stake a vampire.
Yes, he's got.
This is real life, Tressa. We're talking about zombies.
I apologize.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But he didn't do anything. He's just like, I'm going to get some cereal. I'm going to get a bunch of shit that I need milk for. I'm going to get some like luncheon meat. Like, what are you doing? You are bad at this.
Like so bad at this. The fact that you're still alive is like a
Mind blowing.
fucking miracle.
And he's got all these cans of food. He's like, I should get a can opener.
Maybe
I hate you.
I'll just like I'll wonder. I feel like he's even reading ingredients on packages.
Absolutely.
Like,
okay,
what? Like, are you not familiar with what you eat?
Or what is in a can of asparagus, bro?
Canned asparagus. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it's like mush as soon as you take it out. It's disgusting.
Ugh.
But it tastes like asparagus.
I think just turn me into a zombie. I'd rather just be eating people.
But also, what's like the one thing that's going to make me strong and ready for an apocalypse?
And also, like, wait until you smell my urine.
It's going to be dope.
Like, yeah, I mean, at this point, nobody has like an internet connected device to keep them entertained. The only way to stay entertained is eat asparagus and pee it out. This is the most interesting thing that's going to happen all day or all week.
This is going to be the funnest game ever. Guess who had the asparagus? Now sit here till you have to pee and then pee right there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I guess I'm going to need some water, some potable water.
You know what? It was the cereal I think that pissed me off the most. What are you going to eat? Dry cereal? You're gross and I don't like you. But also, like, he didn't even check the back. He just starts shopping. That weapon? Check the back. There's probably zombies in the back. What are you thinking?
Why would there be zombies in the back? Like,
employees that turned?
But why would they stay there? Like, are they just chilling in the break room?
What? I mean, they're brainless. They're mindless. They don't know what they're doing. They're just like, we don't know how to get out, so we'll just shuffle around this back room until we hear a bell and then go to the front, because I don't know, you have to check all the nooks and crannies and make sure you don't get bit out of surprise.
Wait, but I feel like that's not in keeping with the behavior of zombies we've seen so far. Like, have we seen zombies that were basically just waiting for something to happen in limbo until something happened and then they got activated?
Well,
I feel like they go out, they're active. Like
Yeah.
As soon as they're a zombie, they're like, I
Mhm.
gotta eat, I gotta eat, I gotta eat.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
But they're not just nonstop running. If there's no food source around and they don't hear anything and they don't see anything, what are they going to do? They're just going to like mill around. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting the lore of different zombies onto this show, but I would, without a doubt, never go into a place and not check to make sure it was not clear.
I mean, I take your word for it. You're like definitely a much bigger zombie
Yes,
expert.
thank you. I am. Thank you. So when he's getting this can opener, he hears the door open, and at least he's not an idiot. It's like, hey, more people, fun. I'm going to go talk and make some friends. At least he knows enough to be like, that's probably that zombie that was just chasing me. I hate Lance. So he hides. He like walks by the knives and the scissors and the brooms. He walked by so many things that he could have used as a weapon. And he leaves everything behind and leaves the grocery store, right?
I feel like what he could really use, like as far as like improvised weapons go, none of those things are going to be super effective. They'd be Like if you're in a close-up fight with a zombie and you can like
Yeah.
jam a knife straight through his like ear and out the other side.
Right. I love
Like
that gag.
I mean, yeah, that's like the classic Steve Martin zombie attack where uh you have an arrow through the head of the
You're a
zombie.
wild and crazy dead. All right, go ahead.
But you don't want to be that close to a zombie. You never want to
Right.
let them inside.
Right.
You know, if you think of it in terms of close fighting versus far fighting, you want to keep as much distance at all time. An improvised weapon that isn't a gun or I don't like a car. You want something like is it a flail or like a morning star?
Mace.
A mace is a mace like a club with a thing on the end, or does it have like a flail type thing?
A mace is a stick with a chain and a ball with spikes at the end of it.
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking of as like probably your most effective like short to mid-range improvised weapon that you could make out of random shit.
I could see that.
You'd also have to learn how to use a mace real fast.
Right. I mean, how hard can it be? Just whipping a ball around. But also, I mean, I totally 100% agree with you, but I'm still going to try and find a knife because if something gets close enough to me, I want to be able to stop that thing. And
totally. But that's why I think like as pointed out earlier, sneakers are your most valuable weapon. Get the fuck out of there.
Yes.
If you can't get the fuck out of there, look, if a zombie is close enough for you to stab it, you're already getting eaten.
Bro.
I think.
No, you're not wrong, especially when you have no experience.
Right.
You've only been doing this for a couple of weeks. You don't have any combat experience. You don't have any zombie combat experience.
You're probably lucky if you've gotten a couple of hours sleep a day, for days on end.
Aside from that, you're lucky if you're still alive.
Right. But let's assume that all these people are incredibly sleep deprived on top of everything else. They're hungry. They're desperate.
Yeah.
They might have like brain injuries, like seemingly some of these people, including Lance.
Especially Lance, yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, so they run out and they go to some lot with a bunch of buses in it.
Yeah, he goes back to the school.
Was that where that was?
Yes, he doubles back and he's in the parking lot of the school and he climbs up on top of a school bus and he's doing his best to hide from the zombie that
doesn't have anything to do or anywhere to go, so it's just kind of milling around and looking around. Is my point.
That's true, but does he just stay there indefinitely? He's looking around, he's searching.
Right, but he's not like running anywhere. He's like, I know there was something here. I just can't remember what it is because I'm brain dead.
Yeah, but he's still got like an active mission. He's searching for food, even though like he's got the brain of a goldfish or whatever, like he's already forgotten.
Right, but if he doesn't know where to find that, he's just going to hang out for a little bit. Just like wonder. Anyway, he like Lance is on top of this bus and he's like, I'm gonna try and get down. And this is like, you fucking dumbass.
Well, I mean, he shouldn't stay there either. Like the living kids are right there.
Right.
And they're at least as dangerous as the zombie.
Okay, yes. But he's on top of a bus. Lift up the sunroof thingy that's on top of the bus that he stepped over multiple times. Go down that way. Because if you go out the top or the front, rather, he's going to see you. And if he doesn't get you on your way down, he's going to now understand how to get up on top of the bus and you're fucked. That's what I'm saying.
Can you break into a school bus from the sunroof thing from the outside?
I have absolutely no idea, but I would try.
I'm just saying, like, okay, let's say that works and he's able to lower himself into the bus.
Yeah.
Now he's basically a slice of cake in an automat.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Okay.
A retro future. Food on display.
Maybe there's keys in the visor, you idiot.
Maybe there's key lime pie in the next automat box.
I mean, you can at least take a nap in the bus, do something, be a little bit safe, be away from the sun, be.
There's a zombie 6 inches from his face. He's going to take a nap in the bus.
There's always going to be a zombie 6 inches away from his face.
That's true. Well, okay. So whether or not it was a good idea, he lowers himself down.
And then the zombie sees him and is like, oh, that's how you get up there? Cool. Me too. And I don't remember, like, there's like this whole chase scene where it's a lot of like, oh, 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 oh. No, I don't. Lance. And he ends up in a fire department, I think. Like he runs away and it looks like what?
I thought he's not back in the same store.
No. There were like fire trucks and like fire codes.
Yeah.
And yes, and he like he goes in there and he's pretty safe in that place. It's a firehouse. It took me a while to figure it out, but yes, it's a firehouse. And he finds an axe. I was so excited that he found that axe. But Lance has got to be a Lance. You know what? I'm done. I'm done.
Are you mad at the episode? Or are you mad at Lance?
I'm mad at Lance. Axe? I fucking hate Lance so much.
I mean, his name is Lance. He should be using a lance, something super long and pointy at the end.
You know, they got pokey things at the fire department.
They have hoses. They have insulated clothing.
And those could prevent a bite. Like, you can't bite through those, I assume.
I was reading fairly recently about you know how like firehouses have fire poles.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy, I think he was in Chicago. Shit. It was like 120 years ago. He beat all of the guys downstairs by like sliding on this pole that was there for like construction or something. And they were all impressed by it. And he did it a few more times and like it became a thing. And then it became normal to build firehouses and like in existing ones, install poles that hadn't already been there. And then over the years, it became a thing where like plenty of people got hurt because of fire poles because like, you know, you
poles.
Right. You could fall down that hole accidentally. You could like have like a friction burn. You could
forget to hold on.
Yeah, totally. Like all those things. So there's like a wave of excitement to build the fire pole and then successive waves of maybe this wasn't the best idea.
What a stupid way to bring some guy was just being a jackass, like, check me out, you guys, I'm gonna
kind of you. but like I mean, you know, in an emergency situation, I can understand why they were like, holy shit, this guy just changed the game.
Absolutely.
And they all jumped on board. Like at first they were like, oh my god, like Steve's being Steve. But then they were like, oh Jesus, we could have like some people died because we didn't Steve it up.
We could have saved so many other people not named Steve.
So Lance is in the firehouse.
He's got an axe. The garage door is open a little bit, so the zombie crawls in. I think that's how he gets in. I don't remember.
No, wait, I think that didn't he go out because the zombie couldn't figure out to just look down and see that the partially open garage door was his way in?
The zombie was in there.
The zombie got in there?
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was like pretty awesome that the zombie wasn't figuring that out, but it's okay.
I could be wrong about how he got in there, but he was definitely in there and like sniffing around, wandering, trying to find him.
Right.
Because that's how he loses all of my respect by what's it called when you bring a baseball back? When you he's about ready to, like, he's waiting for the zombie to turn the corner so he can smash him in the head with this axe, and he rears back this axe and it gets stuck on the clothing rack that he was standing in front of.
It's a classic axe blocker. Axe anyone.
Thank you.
Axe around.
I mean, I understand you can't sit around and try and get it untangled, but I would goddamn try to get back to it.
Axel Foley.
Okay.
He should have just been more like Eddie Murphy's character from Beverly Hills Cop.
And listen to that one song, Axel F. While so he runs away. He goes and he finds a library. He loves books. This guy. He finds another library. He's like you, Josh. He likes to read. And
have you noticed that zombies don't hang out in libraries?
Yeah, why would they? They don't read.
Exactly. So like that's a good place to go if you're trying to get away from a zombie.
Fine.
Oh, wait a second. Zombie, Mombi sounds a lot like zombie. Are you in it with the zombies? Are you a secret agent?
Mombi is not a word though.
That would be exactly what a Mombi would say.
Touche. Yes, I am. I'm team zombie all the way. So the zombie comes in, he's hiding, and a guy walks in and he takes the zombie down and like pulverizes his head, so he's dead.
But however, and also,
yeah, Lance walks up to him and the new dude has a big bite on his shoulder and he's like, oh, dang it. And Lance is like, oh, that sucks, but thanks so much. Lance knows what that means.
Yeah.
So he beats the hell out of him with a paperweight, I guess.
I think that's off camera. Doesn't he say thank you and it cuts to black with a ka-chunk?
Yep.
Did I imagine the ka-chunk?
No. I just assumed that we could see it because I'm not looking at it right now and I have the memory of a gnat.
I think it might have even cut to black before we hear thank you.
It could have, yeah. No, but you're right.
It was, I mean, whatever it was like, it's a good ending.
It's a great ending.
Yeah.
The one fucking smart, capable person in that episode had to die.
Let's just give let's give a shout out to the editor who made an amazing there's a great cliffhanger ending. We have constant tension, and like it's hard when you stay with like one person to maintain tension.
Yeah,
like it's easy to get bored.
Absolutely. And I was a little bit nervous because halfway through I was like, this is going to be a Lance episode, but it was a great episode.
Yeah, he was like, he wakes up, he's like, Spears.
That's what you need.
It's not even that dude's name. Yeah. Yeah. Where are the spears?
Thank you.
I need some sharp, long, pointy things.
Can I tell you today at the gym, I was trying to entertain myself and looking to see if they sold spears on Amazon, because that would be my best bet.
You're saying that should there be a zombie apocalypse, you
Mhm.
would order spears online?
2-day delivery. Are you kidding? Of course I would. And they do. They also sell them so they have a shovel at the end, or a detachable knife, or all these other things. So, I mean, you could go camping or enjoy your time in a zombie apocalypse. It's fine.
Wait, you can just order a spear?
Mm-hmm. Hunting spears. You know, it's mostly, and I'm assuming because a lot of them said boar spears.
Uh-huh.
I know that there's like a huge invasive boar problem in Texas.
There's an invasive boar problem on this podcast.
Hey, I'm leaving.
No way. Let's talk about people who hunt feral pigs in America. I've met some of them.
Oh, really? Tell me. I find it fascinating and bizarre.
Years ago I met a guy who lived in Alabama and hunted feral pigs. And
Good story. Sorry. Oh, there's more.
Nope. That's it.
That's just as good as I was hoping it would be.
I read about feral pigs in Chernobyl. Do you know about this? So like
No.
Chernobyl, there was a nuclear meltdown.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All of that land, like people now go there for like weird vacation-y type things, but like that land has been abandoned for decades. And what happened, or what I read happened, is that a lot of the radiation gets absorbed by mushrooms that grow, and then feral pigs eat the radioactive mushrooms, and then poachers who aren't supposed to be hunting anywhere near there kill the pigs and sell the meat.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that was a long time ago that I read about that. I don't know how widespread an issue that was or is or continues to be. But also, I read about people cutting down. There's like, it's basically just that land was given back to nature,
right?
Although radioactive. So people were like cutting down trees and turning trees into like mop handles that get like sold around the world.
What?
Yeah, because like, once you have something like a tree, there's no like known provenance of like where this wood came from. There's no like chain of custody.
Sure.
It's like a pork chop in the supermarket. You don't know the history of this thing. So I don't know if it was fake news, but
I mean, would that even make that much of a difference, though?
If you had a radioactive broom, like in your kitchen,
it kills bacteria probably.
Maybe.
It's not like you're eating it. I don't know.
There was speaking of radioactive stuff, there was a building, I think this is at the Grand Canyon, that had a bucket of uranium just sitting in a locked closet next to where school groups would sit on the floor and like learn about the Grand Canyon for 30 minutes or an hour at a time. maybe for decades, no one knows where that bucket of uranium came from
Okay,
or how long it had been there.
what does this bucket look like? Are we like a mop bucket? Are we talking like a grease bucket? Like what are we talking about? Cement bucket? What kind of bucket are we talking about?
That's a good question. I don't remember seeing a picture of the bucket.
Mm.
I imagined it to be like a bucket that a little kid would bring to the beach.
Obviously.
That's what I'm picturing. A little kid bucket, but
With the
much
little
bigger,
shovel
and filled
with the fake rope
with
handle.
radioactive waste.
Mhm. A little castle thing so you can tip it over and make a uranium castle.
Yeah.
Like, mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds like America. So that's the episode.
Guys, I can't believe it. We've run out of time.
Yeah, it's like we're smoldering in the morning with Tressa and Josh.
Why, Tressa?
That's why. That's why. You know, goddamn well why.
You love pushing my buttons. But why do
Uh,
you love pushing my buttons?
I mean, even bad
The
attention is
name
still
of the
attention.
show is On Fire Tonight. Why do you keep saying smoldering in the morning? Like, you explained it as we're like our listeners are listening
Mhm,
into the night
mhm,
and it turns midnight
mhm.
and
Yeah.
now this thing is smoldering in the morning.
Yep. The fire has gone out.
It doesn't feel I don't think I buy it.
Well, that was my original intent. Now I just do it to piss you off.
Your vampire intent.
Yes. You need a pop filter, dude.
Insert sigh here. Cy Sperling, that is.
What?
I'm not
Boom,
only
you
the
got him.
president, I'm also a client.
In the morning.
No, no. The name of the show is On Fire Tonight.
Right, but it was
Our
next day.
viewers, our
We've been
listeners.
talking for so long that the fire has gone out and now it is smoldering
Why
in the
would the
morning.
fire go out? No, we're very exciting. The fire never goes out. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning.
Since the world's been turning, I understand this.
Okay,
However,
once again, we are going to get a cease and desist letter from Billy Joel's lawyer.
oh,
Joel baiting.
Gross. Ew, don't say that. Ew, ew.
I would think an uptown girl like yourself would know a thing or two about Joel baiting.
You know what? I can't think of any Billy Joel songs right now.
Bottle of red, bottle of white.
So thank you everyone for joining us this week.
We didn't start the fire.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. It's been a really fun episode.
Yeah. We'll see you next morning.
No, we're on fire tonight.
Okay.
Cue the outro music.
There it is.